Psaki said this: he's disappointed in this outcome. How about Nancy Pelosi, House Speaker? She said Democrats in the House are determined to pursue every possible path in the fight for 15. And in a statement posted via Twitter, Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders said that because of the archaic and undemocratic
monthly SNAP benefits for people, there were significant changes that made to SNAP benefits this year. In September, the governor already announced an expansion to the state SNAP program. And according to the Department of Human Services, the change meant an additional 420,000 Pennsylvanians are eligible for food stamps. Pennsylvania increased the income threshold for applicants to 200% of the federal poverty income guidelines. But due to the cost of living adjustment, some Louisiana households may see a decrease in SNAP and other benefits, according to the Louisiana Department of Children and Services. This has so far affected millions of people under the Family Independence Temporary Assistance Program and SNAP program as well. State officials have said that these benefits will decrease in January. The cost of living is already increasing every single day. But now, once again, food inflation is outpacing overall inflation. What this means, though, is that SNAP recipients in the state of New York will once again receive more than $100 in their monthly benefits. SNAP has been crucial for many people in New York, and households that are currently at or near the maximum benefit level, which is about $1,000 for a household of 4, will receive SSI payments of at least $100. Benefits will post between December 12th and December 31st. An estimated $234 million in federal funding will be infused into New York's economy as a result of additional benefits. Since January, the program has contributed more than $2 billion into the state's economy, playing a critical role in the state's economic recovery in the wake of the crisis. According to a recent federal survey, SNAP generates up to $1.54 in economic activity for every dollar invested in the program. So, as food prices affected the number of factors, including extreme weather and supply chain complications, it makes it more difficult for the U.S. government to use tactics like raising the rates to moderate food prices. A number of party and refrigerator staples continued to get more expensive last month. The latest data even shows this. Eggs were a staggering 49% more expensive through November, and butter prices also increased by 27%. Overall, grocery and menu prices in November and December continue to go up half a percentage point every single month. So we're only left with one option now. It's for President Biden to do something about this and sending out stimulus payments. Because there is exciting news, the lawmakers have already unveiled a new bill. The bill will fund new programs. They aim to provide more relief to the low income across the country. Support for recurring stimulus is continuing to grow, and as we are seeing more relief being approved around for Americans, Idaho state lawmakers recently approved a program that sent $300 to individuals and $600 to joint filers in order to spend down the state's record budget surplus. Elevate Idaho Families Coalition is now considering proposing a tax rebate program in the upcoming legislative session.
Brothers and sisters in organized labor, and who always get the job done. They can't be here today. I want to thank Leader Schumer and Speaker Pelosi, Senators Brown, Patty Murray, Ron Wyden for their leadership in this issue as well. And I want to thank all the members that are here. Richie, it's good to see you, pal, and who leads the powerful House and Ways and Means Committee and saw this legislation and to the end and saw it through. And Tammy Baldwin, he's mildly prejudiced about your position and from that state you represent. Tina Smith, Representative Bobby Scott, Marcy Kaptur, a great friend, and Frank Marvan. Thank you all for being here. And a special thanks to Labor Secretary Marty Walsh, Teamster General President Sean O'Brien, AFL-CIO President Liz.
Folks, there's a ton of news about the fourth stimulus check, Social Security benefits, and SI and SSDI. So far, everybody, President Biden is saying that an urgent warning has been released to the federal government. The IRS has new information on how to receive stimulus. It may now affect your tax refund as well. Some of the low-income households will likely see their check amount decrease. The IRS has already released an urgent warning concerning how stimulus payments are impacting your tax refund amount for the year. This will matter when you file your taxes for the next year of 2023. The stimulus checks in 2021, alongside the expanded parent-child tax credits, enabled millions of Americans more cash back from the tax refunds. The taxpayers should know the refund amounts will not match the money they received before. If you also deducted charitable contributions without itemizing them on your taxes, you will likely see that the amount of money missing from your tax refund is big as well. It's because the IRS stopped a special recrisis era this year, so you cannot break a tax break for donations to charities if you claim to stand the deduction. In 2021, filers could claim up to $300 for cash donations or $600 if you're filing jointly. The tax break did not get extended in 2022, so there will be no financial benefit when it comes to your tax return. Ultimately, the IRS is giving you a smaller refund check. The IRS also warned that the timeline may be a little bit off in 2023 when it comes to refunds. According to officials, there is no specific deadline that Americans should expect to see their cash by. The IRS said that some returns may require additional review and some may take longer. But if you want your refund as soon as possible, then it helps to electronically file yours without any errors and opt to receive your payment by direct deposit. Schumer was unanimously elected for another term as the senatorial leader. He also is leading the 51-seat majority. Senate Democrats met behind closed doors in the Capitol to discuss a new leadership team. The session was swift with no challengers, unlike the contested Republican elections. So Schumer said after the announcement, "We had a great unified meeting. We were both very glad about what we were able to accomplish in the last Congress and setting aspirations that we will accomplish as much as in the 2 years." Now, Schumer has proven to be a steady force in one of the most consequential sessions of Congress.
And the rest. So you just have to ask them that. But it just shows you how determined they are not to invest in the American people.
It's happening. The lawmakers are discussing a huge process on passing a new bill. These bills would have a great effect on the American people. However, folks, the Democrats are raising concerns on the United States right now. In this moment, we don't know what they're going to do about this fourth stimulus, because Kevin McCarthy signaled his support for today for some cuts in defense spending amid the growing tension with the White House and GOP leaders about whether another stimulus should be sent out today. Well, let me tell you one thing, it definitely should. During an appearance, Kevin McCarthy was asked if he was willing to cut defense spending as part of a reported deal with the GOP caucus in order to freeze spending at 2022 levels. While McCarthy disputed estimates that such a deal would result in a $75 billion cut to defense spending, something that people don't even want to admit is the fact. McCarthy told Fox, "It's back if we go to 2022 levels. There was the spending just 2 or 3 weeks ago that's not cutting defense by $75 billion. So, the speaker also noted that every single level of the government should be looking at ways to spend less taxpayer money, but Kevin McCarthy remains timid as tensions grow within the White House GOP over possible reductions to defense spending. As a result of the deal, McCarthy reportedly shrugged in his bid to secure the speakership. Now, to cap discretionary spending in the fiscal year 2022, that would effectively cut $75 billion, everybody. $75 billion from the $900 billion of defense spending that the Democrats have and that the Democrats want. The Republican House majority also passed its first bill this week in an effort to revoke a boost in spending for the IRS. McCarthy announced that it was the first order of business because government should work for you, not against you. The bill passed a 221 to 210 vote along the party lines. It would rescind the budget increase of $80 billion given to the IRS earlier this year for the IRA.